The ship Aurora's path floated silently through the deep dark of space. Its metal surface glowed faintly under the light of distant stars. Inside, thousands of human colonists slept in cryopods, waiting for the long journey to end. Machines kept everything running, humming softly as they monitored each sleeping life. Ryan was one of them. He had been sleeping for more than 5 years inside his pod, dreaming of the new world that awaited them. In his dreams there was green land, bright sunlight, and the sound of rivers. But suddenly, the dream shattered. A loud metallic voice shouted right in his ear, "Quit staring, human, now's the time for action, not sleep." Ryan's eyes snapped open. His pod was filled with flashing red light. His vision was blurry, his chest tight from the cold air. He tried to speak, but his throat felt dry and heavy. What's happening?" he managed to say. Something moved in front of him, a small figure with scaly skin, bright yellow eyes, and a round device strapped to its arm. It wasn't human. The creature tilted its head, staring at him impatiently. Finally awake, it said in a sharp tone, "I was beginning to think humans were slower than I heard." Ryan blinked, still trying to make sense of the sight. "Who are you? What are you doing on this ship?" The creature sighed loudly. "I am Kara of the Takari Union. I came to warn you. Your ship is about to be destroyed, and your kind is still napping like a herd of sleeping stones." Ryan rubbed his eyes. His head hurt, and his body felt weak from the long sleep. Destroyed? By what? We're in deep space. There's nothing out there. Kara pointed toward the main corridor. There are rogue machines approaching. Drones. They destroy anything they find. You need to wake your people or help me defend this ship. Ryan struggled to stand. His legs shook, but he grabbed the edge of the pod and pulled himself out. The air was cold against his skin and his breath came out in white mist. "Why are you helping us?" he asked. "If they're your enemies too, you could just run." Kara's yellow eyes narrowed. "Because if this ship is destroyed, the drones will keep moving toward other colonies, including mine. So I need you to help stop them." Ryan tried to think, but his mind was foggy. The idea of fighting robotic enemies right after waking from cryosleep seemed impossible. "All right," he said finally. "What do you need me to do?" "Follow me," Kara said, turning sharply. "We have less than 30 minutes before the swarm reaches us." Ryan stumbled after her. The corridors were dim, the walls shaking slightly, as if the ship itself was nervous. Emergency lights blinked red along the ceiling. Kara's small feet clicked quickly on the metal floor, her tail swinging behind her. As they reached the control room, Ryan saw the large viewing window showing the stars. A faint shimmer moved far away, like a dark cloud against the light. "Those are the drones?" he asked. "Yes," Kara replied. "Each one armed and linked to a hive system. They do not stop. They do not talk. They only consume." Ryan sat at a console and started typing commands. The screens flickered as systems came online. Most of the crew is still frozen. The ship wasn't supposed to wake anyone until landing day. "Then we do it ourselves," Kara said. She tapped her wrist device and strange alien symbols appeared on the main screen. "I will boost your sensors with my scanner. Together we might detect their approach path." Ryan watched her hands move quickly, pressing buttons and connecting wires like it was second nature. "You've done this before," he said. Kara looked up. "You could say that. The Takari Union has fought these machines for years. We lose more than we win. But I heard humans are stubborn creatures. So I came to see if that story was true." Ryan smirked slightly. "Stubborn is one way to put it, maybe too stubborn for our own good." The scanner beeped loudly. A new signal appeared on the display, showing hundreds of small red dots moving closer. "They're fast," Ryan said. Kara nodded. "They will be here soon. Your ship's weapons are weak, old human design. But maybe with a little work we can make them stronger." Ryan stood and moved to the engineering panel. "I can try to reactivate the defense grid. The systems might still be intact." He started typing commands, opening old code that hadn't been touched since launch. Kara climbed onto a nearby chair to reach another screen. "I'll link your system to mine. Do not mess it up, human." Ryan gave her a quick look. Name's Ryan, by the way. She didn't glance up. Fine, Ryan. Just work faster. Minutes passed as both of them worked. The air grew warmer as the ship's systems came alive again. Faint lights blinked along the walls, showing that the old turrets were reconnecting. Suddenly, the power flickered. Ryan slammed his hand on the console. Power drain in Sector 4. The drones are already hacking our systems. Kara hissed softly. Clever machines. They adapt quickly. She grabbed a small round tool from her belt and handed it to him. Use this, it can block their signals for a short time. Ryan examined it. What is it? A Takari jammer. Simple. Effective. Try not to break it. Ryan pressed the button and connected it to the system port. The lights steadied again. It worked, we've got full power. Good, Kara said. Now let us prepare for battle. Ryan turned to face her. You make it sound easy. There's only 2 of us. Kara's scales shimmered faintly under the red light. Sometimes 2 are enough when one of them is human. Ryan raised an eyebrow. That's supposed to be a compliment? Maybe, Kara replied. You will find out if you survive. The room shook suddenly. A distant thud echoed through the metal halls. Ryan looked at the radar. They're firing already. Impact on the outer hull. Kara jumped onto the main chair and started scanning. They're testing your defenses. The swarm will attack in full force soon. Ryan grabbed a headset. We'll need shields and weapons both running. I can handle the power rerouting. You focus on sensors. Kara nodded, eyes glowing faintly. Agreed. Let us show them that humans and Takari are not so easy to break. Ryan smiled faintly as he worked. Despite the danger, something inside him felt alive again. He had spent years asleep, waiting for a new world. Now he was fighting to protect it before ever seeing it. Kara watched him for a moment. Your kind always amazes me, she said. Even when the odds are bad, you keep moving. Ryan shrugged without looking up. If we stop moving, we lose. That's not how we do things. The ship trembled again. The red alert lights flashed faster. Kara's voice rose. They're breaking through the first layer of hull. We need to activate the outer guns now. Ryan finished typing the last code. Done. Targeting systems online. The screens lit up with green indicators. Automated turrets along the ship's exterior came to life, rotating toward the incoming enemies. Kara smiled for the first time. Maybe you are not as slow as I thought, human. Ryan chuckled. Told you. We get things done when it matters. The view outside the window was terrifying. The drones were close enough to see now, glowing silver shapes moving like insects, each one with sharp arms and blue lights. Kara muttered, "The swarm begins." Ryan took a deep breath. Then let's make sure it ends with us still breathing. He tapped the command panel. The turrets fired in unison, bright streaks of plasma crossing the darkness of space. The first wave of drones exploded into sparks. Kara grinned, her sharp teeth visible. Not bad for a sleeping human. Ryan smiled back. Let's keep it that way. But behind his calm expression, he knew this was only the beginning. The drones would not stop until they destroyed everything. As the battle outside continued, Ryan's heart pounded with both fear and determination. He had just met this strange alien, and already their survival depended on each other. Kara looked at him again, her tone softer now. When this is over, I will tell you why I really came to find humans. But for now, stay alive. Ryan tightened his grip on the console. You don't have to tell me twice. The ship shook again, louder this time. Sparks flew from one of the panels. Kara jumped down to fix a wire while Ryan redirected power from the unused decks. Every second felt like an hour. The sound of plasma fire and metal groans filled the ship. But deep inside, Ryan felt something stir. A fire that humans carried, the one that made them fight even when everything seemed impossible. He didn't know how long they could hold, but one thing was clear. The universe had just reminded him of what it meant to be human, and for the first time since waking, Ryan smiled with real confidence. All right, Kara, he said. Let's show these machines what humans can do. The alien nodded sharply. About time you said something brave. The ship's lights flared as both of them worked side by side. The battle outside raged on, and the stars seemed to burn brighter around the Aurora's path. Ryan had no idea what tomorrow would bring, but he knew one thing. He would not sleep again until his ship and his people were safe. The red light still flashed across the corridors of Aurora's path as the ship drifted through the void. The turrets fired again and again, sending bright plasma bursts into the darkness. Each shot lit the cold metal walls for a brief second before vanishing into black space. Ryan worked quickly at the console. His hands moved with purpose now. He had shaken off the cryo-sleep fog. Kara stood beside him, her small claws clicking against the controls as she operated the scanner. Together they tracked the swarm that surrounded the ship. "They keep coming," Ryan said as he looked at the radar. The red dots were multiplying faster than he could count. Kara nodded, her voice sharp and serious. "That is how the swarm fights. They do not care about loss. If one falls, two more take its place." Ryan sighed, running a hand through his short brown hair. "We can't fight forever. The ship's power won't last if we keep firing at this rate." Kara's yellow eyes moved quickly across the screen. "You are right. We must find another way, but first we have to stop them from breaking through." Ryan looked at her wrist device. "That thing you used before, the jammer. Can it be connected to the ship's signal system?" Kara tilted her head. "It can, but it would only work for a few minutes. The swarm would adapt after that." "Sometimes a few minutes is all we need," Ryan replied. Kara studied him for a moment and then nodded. "You humans are strange. You always believe in impossible plans." Ryan smiled faintly, and yet somehow they work. He started connecting wires from the control panel to Kara's jammer. Sparks flew, but the lights on the device turned blue. "There. It should block the swarm's sensors for a short time." Kara looked at the radar. "The first wave has broken apart. They are reforming in new patterns." Ryan frowned. "What does that mean?" "It means they are learning how we fight," Kara said quietly. "The swarm copies tactics. The more we resist, the smarter it becomes." Ryan leaned back in his chair. "So we're teaching them how to beat us. Great." Kara turned her gaze toward the stars outside the window. "Do not give up yet, human. You said your kind fights hardest when it matters." He nodded. "Yeah, I guess we don't have a choice." The ship shuddered again as a drone slammed into the hull. Metal screeched and alarms blared across the deck. "They're trying to board," Kara said. Ryan jumped to his feet. "Board? You mean they can come inside?" "Yes," Kara answered. "Their smaller units can pierce hulls and release mechanical spiders that cut through doors. If they reach this room, we will be trapped." Ryan looked at the corridor door. "Then we better stop them before that happens." Kara pointed toward the storage bay on the map. "They will likely enter there. It is the weakest part of your ship." "Then that's where we're going," Ryan said firmly. Kara hesitated. "You are not trained for combat. You just woke up." Ryan grabbed a small plasma cutter from the wall. "I fix engines for a living. If I can handle that, I can handle a few metal bugs." Kara gave a small smirk. "You are either brave or foolish. I still cannot decide which." They ran through the corridor together. The sound of distant impacts echoed through the metal floors. Steam hissed from broken pipes. The red lights flickered above them as the emergency system struggled to keep up. When they reached the storage bay, Ryan saw the damage. A section of the wall had been torn open. Pieces of metal floated in the air, and from that hole came the sound of scratching. Kara raised her small blaster. "They are here." Ryan crouched behind a crate. "How many?" Before she could answer, one of the drones crawled through the hole. It was small, round, with sharp legs and glowing red eyes. Its body hummed with low energy and its limbs moved with smooth precision. Kara fired once. The blast hit the drone's head and it fell apart, sparks flying, but more followed behind it, crawling and hissing with mechanical sounds. Ryan aimed the plasma cutter. "Let's see if this works." He pressed the trigger, sending a beam of white-hot energy at the next drone. The beam cut through the metal like butter, slicing its legs off. "Nice," Kara said. "Not bad for a repair tool." Ryan grinned. "Told you. Humans make good use of what we have." They fought side by side as more drones entered the bay. Kara's quick aim and Ryan's steady hand kept them back, but there were too many. Every time one fell, two more climbed over its body. "We can't hold them here," Ryan shouted. Kara looked at the ceiling. "If we release the cargo door, the air will pull them out into space." Ryan's eyes widened. "We'll get pulled out too." "Not if we stay behind the wall shields," Kara replied. "You trust me?" Ryan took a deep breath. "I guess I have to." Kara ran to the control panel and entered a code. The cargo door lights turned from red to green. "Hold on to something," she warned. Ryan grabbed a metal handle as the door slid open. Instantly, the force of vacuum pulled everything toward the opening. The drones screamed in electronic tones as they were sucked into the black void. Crates, tools, and debris flew out along with them. Kara's claws dug into the floor. Her tail whipped in the wind, but she held tight. After a few seconds, the door closed again, sealing the bay. The air returned slowly, and the sound of breathing replaced the roar of escaping pressure. Ryan stood up, gasping. "Remind me not to do that again." Kara brushed dust off her scales. "Effective, though. The swarm lost at least 20 units. "Yeah, but I think my heart lost a few beats," Ryan said with a weak smile. Kara tilted her head. Humans and their hearts. Always talking about them as if they think instead of their brains. Ryan laughed softly. "Maybe that's why we survive. We care too much to stop." They returned to the control room, both tired but focused. The radar showed fewer red dots now, but the swarm was reorganizing. Kara tapped the console. "They are pulling back slightly. Perhaps they are scanning for a weak point." Ryan leaned over the screen. "What if we hit them before they do?" Kara frowned. "Attack them?" "You are not serious, and why not?" Ryan said. "We sit here waiting for them to strike again. But if we go after them, maybe we can stop their control signal or whatever they're using to guide the swarm." Kara thought for a moment. "You might not be wrong. These drones are never alone. There must be a central source controlling them. But finding it is the problem." Ryan pointed at the long-range scanner. "If we increase the range, we might detect a stronger signal, something that's leading them." Kara nodded. "Good idea. I will boost the sensor strength using my device." She connected her wrist module again and the radar range expanded. New readings appeared on the screen. At first there was only noise, but then a strong pulse showed up far off the ship's bow. "There," Kara said. "A control beacon, hidden in an asteroid field. That is where the hive mind is located." Ryan looked at the coordinates. "How far?" 20,000 kilometers, Kara replied. "Too far for our weapons, but close enough to reach with a shuttle." Ryan crossed his arms. "Then we go there." Kara gave him a look of disbelief. "You just fought off a boarding attack and nearly got sucked into space, and now you want to fly straight into the swarm's nest?" Ryan smiled. "You said humans were strange." "I'm just proving you right," Kara sighed. "You really are impossible." Ryan checked the ship's systems. "If we leave now, the main ship can stay on auto defense. It'll hold for a few hours. We can take the small shuttle and hit that beacon." Kara shook her head but started preparing anyway. "I cannot believe I'm doing this. People would call this madness." Ryan laughed lightly. "Then it's a good thing you met a human." They loaded supplies into the shuttle, energy packs, repair tools, and small weapons. Kara made adjustments to the engines while Ryan checked the navigation. As they prepared to launch, Ryan looked out the window at the swarm. The drones were scattered now, but he knew they would return stronger. Kara joined him, her tone quieter than before. "If we fail, your ship and my home will both fall. You understand that?" Ryan nodded. "Yeah, but if we win, we stop them for good." Kara studied him for a moment. "You humans have a strange kind of courage. You see death coming and still walk toward it." Ryan looked back at her with a calm smile. "Maybe courage isn't about not being scared. It's about acting even when you are." Kara didn't reply. She turned and climbed into the shuttle. Ryan followed her, taking the pilot seat. The engines hummed to life, vibrating under their feet. The hangar door opened slowly, revealing the endless dark of space. Kara secured her seatbelt. "Ready?" Ryan gripped the controls. "Always." The shuttle shot out of the hangar, leaving Aurora's path behind. The stars blurred as they accelerated toward the asteroid field. Behind them, the swarm began to move again, as if sensing their departure. Hundreds of glowing red eyes turned toward the small human shuttle. Kara watched the radar and said, "They are following." Ryan smiled slightly. "Good. Let's give them something worth chasing." The shuttle raced into the darkness, and for the first time, Kara felt something new. Hope. The shuttle moved like a small spark through the dark sea of stars. Its metal body vibrated as Ryan pushed the engines to full power. The asteroid field ahead glowed faintly with reflected light from distant suns. Sharp rocks drifted slowly, turning like sleeping giants in the void. Kara sat beside him, watching the scanners. Her yellow eyes moved across the screens as they traced the signals of the swarm. "The drones are spreading out," she said. "They are waiting for something." Ryan nodded. "Maybe they know we're coming." "Then we will not disappoint them," Kara replied. Ryan smiled at her words. The small alien had gone from being his rescuer to his partner in battle. He still did not understand everything about her, but one thing was clear. She was brave. The radar beeped, showing a cluster of red dots behind them. The drones were following at a steady distance. Kara looked at the display. They are not attacking yet. That means they are protecting the control source. They want to lead us into their trap. Ryan leaned forward in his seat. Then we'll turn the trap against them. The shuttle entered the asteroid field. The rocks drifted close enough that Ryan had to steer carefully. The engines roared softly and the ship's hull scraped against dust and tiny fragments. "Careful," Kara warned. "The field is dense. One wrong move and we will become space dust." Ryan's hands moved with focus. "Don't worry. I used to fly repair shuttles around mining zones. These rocks are nothing new to me." Kara looked impressed. "I see. So humans can do more than build things. They can fly through chaos as well." Ryan chuckled. "We're full of surprises." They flew deeper until the radar picked up a stronger signal. A bright pulse appeared on the screen coming from inside a large hollow asteroid ahead. "There," Kara said. "That is the control beacon. The heart of the swarm." Ryan's eyes narrowed. "Then that's our target." Kara started preparing her blaster while Ryan adjusted the power settings on the shuttle. "We will have to land inside the asteroid," she said. "The beacon's energy field blocks long-range weapons." Ryan nodded. "We'll go in, plant an overload charge, and get out before it blows." "Simple plan," Kara said. "But simple plans often work best." The shuttle entered the hollow asteroid through a large opening. Inside, the walls glowed faint blue from strange energy veins. The sound of the engines echoed through the vast chamber. In the center floated a massive metal structure, surrounded by cables and spinning lights. Kara whispered, "That is the hive core. It controls every drone in the swarm." Ryan landed the shuttle on a flat rock surface nearby. "All right, let's finish this." They stepped out carefully. The air inside the asteroid was thin but breathable. Strange energy hummed all around them. Ryan carried the small reactor charge on his back, while Kara held a scanner and her weapon. As they walked closer, small drones appeared from cracks in the wall. These were smaller than the ones outside, with blue eyes instead of red. Kara raised her weapon. "They are guardians. They will alert the hive if we fail to stop them quickly." Ryan lifted his plasma cutter. "Then let's not fail." The first drone leapt toward them. Ryan swung the cutter, slicing its body apart. Kara fired quick shots, hitting 2 more before they could move. The air filled with sparks and the smell of hot metal. "More coming," Kara shouted. Ryan turned and fired again. The plasma beam burned through a drone's center and its parts scattered across the ground. Kara moved swiftly, climbing onto a rock to get a better aim. She fired several shots in a row, hitting targets with precision. "You fight like someone who has done this many times," Ryan said. Kara replied while shooting, "Too many times. The swarm took my people's colonies one by one. We fought until we had nothing left but our ships." Ryan looked at her between attacks. "So that's why you helped us?" "Yes," Kara said. "Because I will not watch another race fall as mine did." Her words gave Ryan a deeper sense of purpose. He fought harder, pushing forward until the last drone fell silent. The chamber was still again except for the steady hum of the hive core. Ryan placed the charge at the base of the structure. "This will take about 10 minutes to overload. Once it goes off, the entire system should collapse." Kara scanned the core with her device. "The energy field around it is strong. We may have to weaken it first," Ryan frowned. "How?" Kara looked at the glowing cables. "These cables feed power into the hive. If we cut them, the shield will fall." Ryan nodded and took out his plasma cutter. "Then let's start cutting." They worked together, moving quickly from one cable to the next. The sound of burning metal echoed through the hollow space. Blue sparks flew each time a cable was severed. As they cut the 4th one, the ground shook slightly. Kara looked up. "They know we are here." Ryan's heart raced. "Then we better hurry." More drones poured in from the tunnel above. These were larger, armed with spinning blades and glowing weapons. Ryan shouted, "Kara, get behind me." She ignored him and jumped down beside him instead. "We fight together, human. Always together." Ryan smiled despite the danger. "All right then." The two of them fought with everything they had. Ryan used the plasma cutter as both a weapon and a shield, blocking strikes and burning through enemies. Kara's shots hit targets one after another with perfect aim. The floor trembled as one of the giant drones crashed down near them. It opened its arms, revealing glowing energy cannons. Kara shouted, "Move!" They jumped aside just as blue fire shot across the ground. The blast hit a wall and exploded, sending debris flying. Ryan crawled behind a metal slab. "We need to take that one down or we're finished." Kara nodded. "Its armor is too strong for our weapons. We must make it destroy itself." Ryan looked around and saw a pile of cracked fuel cells. "Maybe we can use those," he pointed to the cells. "If we can lure it close enough, one of its blasts could set those off." Kara grinned. "Now that is a human idea." Ryan stood up and waved his arms. "Hey, Metalface, over here!" The drone turned toward him and fired again. Ryan ran toward the fuel cells, jumping over broken cables and sparks. Kara ran to the other side, firing at the drone's sensors to keep it focused. The machine advanced, its steps heavy and loud. Ryan stopped near the pile and waited until the drone aimed directly at him. "Come on," he muttered. "Just one shot." The cannon charged and fired. Ryan rolled to the ground as the blast hit the fuel cells. The explosion filled the chamber with white light and force. Pieces of metal rained down around them. When the smoke cleared, the giant drone was gone. Only twisted fragments remained. Kara helped Ryan stand. "You are lucky that blast did not take you with it." Ryan grinned. "I call that good timing." Kara shook her head. "You humans are reckless." "Maybe," Ryan said. "But it worked." They returned to the hive core. The shield around it flickered weakly now. Kara checked her scanner. "The energy is falling. The charge will work now." Ryan nodded. "Then we better get out before it blows." Kara looked at the timer on the charge. 8 minutes left. As they turned to leave, a deep voice echoed through the chamber. It was not human nor Takari. It was mechanical and cold. "Unknown intruders detected. Termination required." Ryan froze. "What was that?" Kara's face went pale. "The hive mind. It is awake." A large figure began to rise from behind the core. It looked like a drone, but larger, almost as tall as a shuttle. Its body was made of black metal and its eyes glowed red. Ryan whispered, "That's the controller." The machine's voice filled the chamber again. "You will not succeed. Organic life is inefficient. Your struggle is meaningless." Ryan clenched his jaw. "You talk too much." Kara raised her weapon. "Ryan, go. I will hold it off." "No," he said firmly. "We finish this together." The machine raised its arm, firing a stream of blue energy. Ryan dove aside as the ground melted under the blast. Kara returned fire, hitting one of its sensors. Ryan shouted, "Its weak spot is the head." Kara aimed carefully and fired again. The beam struck the glowing red eye and the machine staggered back. Sparks flew from its chest. Ryan ran forward, grabbing a loose cable from the ground. He threw it onto the damaged eye, sending a burst of power through the machine's body. The controller roared as its systems overloaded. "Error, error." Kara grabbed Ryan's arm. "Now we go." They ran back to the shuttle as the ground shook violently. Behind them, the hive core's lights flickered faster. They climbed into the shuttle and launched just as the entire asteroid began to break apart. Rocks flew in every direction and blue light burst from the cracks. Ryan steered through the debris, his hands steady. Kara looked back and saw the explosion spreading through the field. "It worked," she said softly. "The hive is gone." Ryan smiled. "Told you, humans don't give up." Kara turned to him with a rare smile. "Maybe that is why the universe needs your kind." The shuttle flew clear of the explosion. Behind them, the asteroid glowed like a dying star before fading into darkness. For a moment, there was silence. Then the radar beeped again. The swarm signals were fading one by one until the screen was clear. Kara looked at the blank display. "They are gone. All of them." Ryan leaned back in his seat. "We did it," Kara nodded slowly. "Yes, together." The stars outside were peaceful again, shining softly against the black. For the first time since waking, Ryan felt calm. He turned to Kara. "You know, for someone who started by yelling at me, you make a good partner." Kara laughed lightly. "And for someone who was asleep when I arrived, you make a decent warrior." Ryan grinned. Guess we make a good team after all. The small shuttle glided through space, leaving the destroyed hive behind. Stars streaked past the windows as Ryan guided the ship carefully, dodging stray debris from the exploding asteroid. Kara sat beside him, checking the scanners and monitoring the distant signals for any remaining drones. "It seems quiet," Ryan said, exhaling slowly. "For the first time in hours, it is quiet." Kara didn't smile. "Quiet now, yes. But the swarm may regroup. We must be ready for anything." Ryan nodded. "Then let's make sure we stay ahead of them." The asteroid field stretched before them like a jagged labyrinth. Rocks of all sizes floated freely, some larger than the shuttle itself. Their path would be dangerous, but it was also the fastest route to the main relay station that Kara had identified earlier. The human ingenuity and alien technology both would be tested here. Ryan adjusted the controls. "Hold on tight. This part will be bumpy." Kara's tail flicked in tension, her claws gripping the console. "I do not hold. I act," Ryan smirked. "Good. That will make it easier for both of us." The shuttle weaved between massive asteroids, engines roaring softly under the stress. Ryan's hands moved with precision, adjusting the thrusters to avoid collisions while maintaining speed. Kara monitored the sensors and shouted instructions when necessary. "There's a large cluster ahead. We'll need to angle left and rise slightly to avoid impact," she said. Ryan nodded. "Got it." He steered with careful force, the shuttle turning sharply as a huge rock passed within meters. The wind of motion pushed their bodies into the seats, and the sound of metal scraping against metal echoed faintly inside the cockpit. "You humans are skilled," Kara said as they passed safely. "I did not expect such precision." Ryan shrugged. "Years of training in cargo shuttles and repair missions. Chaos is part of our job description." Kara shook her head, a hint of amusement in her eyes. "I still think you are reckless." "Maybe," Ryan said with a grin. "But it works." Suddenly, the sensors beeped aggressively. Ryan's heart raced. "What is it?" "Drones," Kara said, her voice low but urgent. "They have followed us from the hive." Ryan cursed softly. "I thought we lost them." Kara's eyes narrowed. "They are relentless. They will stop only when all humans are destroyed or captured." Ryan glanced at the radar. Red dots were forming a jagged line behind them, moving with precision through the asteroid field. "We have to shake them off before reaching the relay station." Kara tapped on the scanner. "We can use the asteroids to our advantage. Smaller rocks will hide our signals. If we move carefully, we can mask our approach." Ryan adjusted the throttle. "Let's try it." The shuttle dipped and climbed as they twisted through tight spaces, avoiding collisions while staying ahead of the pursuing drones. Kara's eyes scanned the readings constantly. "They are splitting," she said. "Some are following us directly, others are scouting ahead. They are trying to predict our path." Ryan gritted his teeth. "Then we'll give them a path they won't expect." He swerved sharply, flying into a narrow tunnel between two massive asteroids. The walls scraped dangerously close, but the shuttle made it through without damage. Kara let out a low whistle. "Impressive," Ryan laughed. "Thanks, I had a good teacher once. It was called desperation." The pursuing drones hesitated at the entrance of the tunnel. Their small mechanical bodies were not built for precision maneuvering in tight spaces. Some scraped against the asteroid walls, sparks flying as they tried to follow. Kara pointed to the screen. "Now is our chance. If we speed up here, we can lose half of them." Ryan nodded and pressed the acceleration. The shuttle shot forward, dodging obstacles with precision, leaving some of the drones behind. Others continued to follow, more determined than ever. "They are clever," Kara said, her voice tense. "They are adapting quickly." Ryan clenched his jaw. "Good. Then we adapt faster." After several tense minutes, the shuttle emerged from the dense asteroid cluster. The view opened to a small sector of open space dotted with smaller rocks. The relay station appeared ahead, a small metallic structure orbiting a larger asteroid. "There it is," Kara said. "We need to dock and disable the beacon. If it stays active, the swarm will find another hive." Ryan maneuvered the shuttle toward the docking bay. "Easy does it." "We can't afford any mistakes now." Kara scanned the station. "Security drones are minimal, but the energy field is strong. We will need to disable it before we enter." Ryan looked at the controls. "Then let's do it fast." They approached the station cautiously. Ryan adjusted the thrusters to match the rotation of the docking port. "Almost there now." The shuttle docked smoothly. Kara grabbed her scanner. "I will disable the shield." "You cover me." Ryan nodded. Got it. Kara moved quickly to the external panel. Her claws worked with precision, connecting alien tools to the station's interface. Sparks flew as she bypassed security protocols. Ryan monitored the shuttle controls, watching the radar for any approaching drones. They may try to follow us here, he said. They will, Kara replied. We have little time. With a final beep, the shield around the station flickered and went down. Kara smiled slightly. Done, we can go inside. Ryan grabbed his plasma cutter. Let's finish this. They moved through the docking corridor, entering the station. Inside, the walls were metallic and clean, with glowing lights indicating energy flow. The main beacon was visible in the center, a tall cylinder with pulsating blue light. Kara whispered, That is it. Destroy it, and the swarm will lose communication. Ryan set the charge at the base of the beacon. How long until it goes off? Kara checked the timer. 10 minutes. We must leave before the explosion. Suddenly, the alarm blared. Security drones had detected them. Small metallic creatures with glowing red eyes appeared from the walls, hissing electronically. Ryan shouted, Kara, get behind me! She moved swiftly, firing her blaster and disabling 2 drones. Ryan swung his plasma cutter, cutting through the nearest one. Sparks flew across the floor. More drones poured into the corridor. The 2 of them fought side by side, moving carefully toward the shuttle. Ryan's human reflexes and Kara's precision made them a formidable team. Almost there, Ryan shouted as they reached the shuttle bay. Kara glanced at the timer. 5 minutes left. We must leave now. They climbed into the shuttle and undocked just as the drones approached. Ryan fired a few warning shots, disabling the remaining machines. The shuttle shot forward, engines roaring as they left the station behind. Behind them, the beacon exploded in a brilliant flash of light, sending energy waves through the asteroid field. Ryan looked back. That should do it. Kara nodded, still scanning the area. Yes, the swarm will lose communication. They will scatter without guidance, Ryan exhaled. Finally. Some peace, Kara glanced at him. Do humans ever rest after fighting? Ryan smiled. Only when the job is done. And even then, we keep moving. The shuttle moved toward open space, leaving the asteroid field behind. Stars stretched across the windows, calm and steady. For the first time in hours, Ryan felt a moment of relief. Kara looked at him, her expression softer than before. You humans are remarkable. Even when everything is against you, you act. That is why you survive. Ryan shrugged. Maybe it's just stubbornness. Kara laughed lightly. Maybe, or maybe it is something more. Ryan glanced at her. Then let's see how far that something more can take us. The shuttle continued into the vast darkness, carrying 2 warriors who had faced the swarm together. The beacon was destroyed, the drones scattered, and yet their journey was far from over. The universe was wide and full of dangers. But for Ryan and Kara, this victory marked a beginning, not an end. Ryan smiled faintly. Next stop, the main ship. Let's see how our people are holding up. Kara nodded, and let us hope they are still asleep when we arrive. Humans are strange, but allies are useful. Ryan laughed softly. I guess we make a good pair after all. The shuttle glided onward, stars shining bright against the endless void, carrying hope, courage, and the unyielding spirit of humanity. The shuttle drifted through space, carrying Ryan and Kara back toward the Aurora's path. Stars glimmered through the windows, distant and cold, yet somehow comforting. Both of them were silent for a while, each lost in their own thoughts. Ryan finally broke the quiet. We did it. The beacon is destroyed. The swarm has no leader. Kara nodded, scanning the area. Yes, but we cannot assume all drones are gone. Some may have escaped. We must remain cautious. Ryan leaned back in his seat, feeling the tension of the past hours begin to ease. I don't know why, but it feels like the universe just tested us and we passed. Kara gave him a small smile. It tested your courage. And humans have a fire inside them that others cannot match. I have seen many species, but none like yours. Ryan looked at her. You mean stubbornness, right? Kara laughed softly. Maybe, but I mean more than that. You fight not because it is logical, but because it is necessary. You act when others would hesitate. The shuttle approached the human ship and Ryan's stomach tightened. They did not know the status of the crew. Most were still in cryosleep, but the swarm's attack might have caused damage. Ready for a surprise? Ryan asked quietly. Kara glanced at him. I hope it is not a bad one. The hangar bay doors opened slowly. Inside, the main ship was quiet. The emergency lights blinked red along the corridors. Ryan guided the shuttle carefully inside, landing with a soft thud. They climbed out, cautious, weapons ready. Kara led the way, scanning for any threats. Ryan followed, muscles tense, ready to act. The first corridor they entered was empty. Dust and debris floated in the air, disturbed by the ship's vibrations. Ryan glanced around. Looks like the emergency systems kept the ship intact. Kara nodded. Minimal damage. The swarm did not penetrate the main hull. Your crew is safe, but still frozen. Ryan exhaled, relief flooding him. Good, no one got hurt. That's more than I could hope for. They moved toward the central control room where the captain's console was located. Ryan tapped the interface and activated the ship's main systems. Lights flickered and then stabilized. Screens came alive, showing the status of life support, navigation, and cryosleep chambers. All systems operational, Ryan said. We just need to wake the crew when ready. Kara observed the readings. It seems the ship functioned better than expected. Humans may sleep for years, but your technology is resilient. Ryan smiled faintly. We do what we can. Survival depends on it. Suddenly, a soft chime rang from the communications panel. Ryan approached it. Hello, anyone there? A familiar voice came through. Ryan, is that you? Are you safe? Ryan grinned. Yes, Captain. We're safe. The swarm is destroyed. Kara and I handled it. The captain's voice was full of relief. Thank the stars. I feared the worst. You two are heroes. Ryan looked at Kara, who gave him a small nod. Not heroes yet, she said quietly. We must restore the ship fully before celebrating. Ryan chuckled. Fine. Then let's finish the job. They moved through the ship, inspecting systems and ensuring the engines and shields were fully operational. Kara used her alien tools to reinforce critical components, while Ryan repaired minor damage with his human engineering skills. Hours passed, and finally, the ship was stable. Ryan activated the cryosleep release for the crew. One by one, pods opened and humans emerged, blinking and disoriented. Where's Ryan? One crew member asked. Ryan stepped forward. Right here. Everything is fine now. The crew gathered around him, expressions of awe and relief on their faces. You saved us, the captain said. And the ship. How did you manage it? Ryan shrugged, glancing at Kara. We worked together. That's all. Kara stepped forward. The human acted with courage and quick thinking. He did not hesitate when action was needed. The captain looked at Kara, surprise and gratitude in his eyes. And you? Thank you for your help. Kara bowed slightly. It was necessary. I saw the fire in this human. I knew your people could rise to the challenge. Ryan smiled. Told you. Humans fight when it matters most. The crew took a moment to absorb everything. The swarm was gone, the ship was safe, and humanity had survived another test in the vastness of space. Ryan walked toward the observation window. Stars stretched endlessly in all directions. The void seemed quieter now, peaceful after the storm of metal and fire. Kara joined him. Your kind is strange but remarkable. Even when all seems lost, you act. You fight when others would surrender. Ryan looked at her. We have to. Survival depends on it. And sometimes it's not just survival. It's proving that life matters. That humans matter. Kara studied him for a moment. Perhaps that is why the universe needs your kind. Not just to survive, but to remind others that courage and hope exist. Ryan nodded. Maybe. Or maybe we just can't help ourselves. Kara laughed lightly. I think it is more than that. Humans have fire inside them. That fire cannot be extinguished by logic, by fear, or by machines. Ryan turned to look at her fully. And you're glad you met one human with that fire, right? Kara tilted her head. I am. You are. Impressive, Ryan smiled faintly. Thanks. I guess we make a good team after all. The captain entered the room. Ryan, Kara, the crew wants to formally thank you both. You saved every life aboard this ship. Humanity owes you a great debt. Ryan shook his head. I just did what had to be done. No debt needed. We acted because it was the right thing. Kara added, and the right thing is not always easy. Humans have shown they can act when others hesitate. That is worth recognizing. The crew clapped quietly, nodding in agreement. For the first time in many years, the humans aboard Aurora's path felt safe and inspired. Ryan stepped to the observation window again, looking at the stars. We still have a long journey ahead. Many unknowns are out there, but I believe we can handle them. We always have. Kara stood beside him. And now you know human courage is not alone. You have allies, both human and alien. Together, the impossible becomes possible. Ryan looked at her with a smile. Then let's make sure humanity keeps moving forward. Nothing can stop us when we act. The ship's engines hummed steadily, carrying them deeper into the galaxy. Outside, stars shimmered like diamonds against the dark canvas of space. Inside, the humans and their alien ally felt a renewed sense of purpose. For Ryan, this journey had begun with a loud command and confusion. But it had grown into a test of skill, courage, and determination. He had discovered something fundamental about his kind. Humans act when action is needed most, even against overwhelming odds. Kara placed her hand lightly on the console. The swarm will not return here. Your people are safe, at least for now. But the universe is full of challenges. Remember, human fire is strongest when it faces the dark. Ryan nodded. I understand. And we will always act. We cannot, and we will not, remain silent. The crew gathered around the observation window, watching the stars stretch endlessly ahead. Kara studied them quietly, a hint of respect in her eyes. Perhaps your kind is truly special, she said softly. Not because of strength alone, but because you act when others do not. You fight when there is no one else left. Ryan smiled at her words. That's humanity. We fight because we care, because we hope, because giving up is never an option. Kara nodded. Then the universe has reason to be wary. Humans will endure. The captain stepped forward. We will continue our mission, now stronger and wiser. Humanity is not just surviving. It is proving its worth in the galaxy. Ryan looked at the stars, then back at Kara. And we'll do it together. Humans and allies. Action over sleep. Courage over fear. Kara gave a small smile. Then let the universe see what humans can do. And never doubt your fire. Ryan took a deep breath. I won't. Not now, not ever. As the Aurora's path moved deeper into space, the stars seemed brighter, reflecting the unyielding spirit of humanity. Ryan and Kara stood side by side, two warriors from different worlds united by a common cause. The galaxy was vast, full of danger and mystery. But Ryan knew one truth above all. Humanity would rise when action was needed most, and courage would always shine brightest in the dark. The journey continued, but the fire within them would never die. Humanity had proven itself once again, and the universe would never forget it.